So there is a huge issue that is holding you back. Everybody loves the highlight reels. Very few people glamorize or even talk about those dark days in the gym, those long nights, your favorite guru. Everybody online really is guilty. They're guilty of showing nothing but nonstop highlight after highlight after highlight. So if you are a person trying to break into this world, you are sitting there going, that is what I want. That's who I want to be. That's what I'm going to become. And you are disconnected from the mindset required to actually become that. By the way, this is a mindset video. I have to make it because it's for the greatest good. I make mindset, finance, and other videos to help you become the best version of yourself. I want to be a tactics guy. I want to give you the step-by-step for how to make money. I'm doing that. But you have to realize that if you aren't right here, if you aren't rock solid here, if you aren't what you need to become here, then you are never going to make it. And quite frankly, that isn't acceptable for any subscriber of mine. So I want to try to fundamentally rewrite some of that for you on the other side of that screen. If you're watching this video, I hope for this to be a blessing. Again, if you don't know me, I'm Jason. I'm an entrepreneur and real estate investor. I've been at these games a long time. I have done some things in these spaces a lot of people tell me are incredible. I don't mean for that to sound like, there's not supposed to be ego in that. I just want you to understand maybe why you should take any advice from me. Everything I say here on this channel, I speak from experience. I'm just saying I built a life that objectively is highly desirable, and I'm just getting started. There's magic in that. Because this isn't about me. This is about being the student and the teacher. There's always the student in life, and then you must teach what you were taught. If you want to be a billionaire like myself, if you want to be a millionaire like I already am, if you want to make 100,000, you need to know that you are signing up for a level of pressure and pain and emotional stress that otherwise you didn't know existed. You just didn't know it existed at these levels until you do. Think about it like this. If you took a drug forever and life is good, you are abusing this drug, all of a sudden one day you stop taking that drug, then you are met with the harsh reality of that pressure to find more. The side effects of emotional stress and pain set in. That is what the road to becoming rich and wealthy is really like in this world. It's the people that put everything into it. It's the people that put their soul into it. Those are the ones that ultimately get there. Too often for most, it's easy to numb ourselves. Too often for most, it's easy to quit. And the frame in which we look at is clinically off base. That's why no one is getting where they want to go. That's why everyone is frustrated when they don't get that dopamine rush of instant gratification. Everyone is online looking for a step-by-step program, a quick fix, a secret recipe. Someone teach me. Someone show me how this is done. The truth is, if you are iron here, it doesn't matter what game you are playing. You are bound to win. You get to a certain point of building an iron mindset where you think things like, you could put me in a battlefield in the 1800s and I'm going to rise above. My troops and I will be the last ones standing when the dust settles. That's just how it goes when you're training here, first and foremost. You are going to war for you and your team's freedom. The interesting thing is, if you think about billionaires and you think about a Bezos or an Elon or a Trump, the level of pressure and stress that they simply disregard and manage cognitively, it is insane. A lot of people can't get to work on time. They're worried about their car payment, their rent being due, and maybe a little bit extra for Uber Eats or whatever. Then you think about a billionaire on the other side of that, and it's like they have 1 million fires burning every single day they have to put out. A massive amount of people counting on them, depending on them to perform. so they can continue to feed their families and live their lives. They just wear that hat with a smile. So if you're sitting there as a 20-year-old kid or a 60-year-old man and you say, I want to be a billionaire, you need to know that you need to get to that point of mental resilience. You need to get to that point, and you have no idea what that looks like or how to prepare for it. No one does. All I can constantly remind you of is that drug analogy. That growth is sickening. The result is pleasing. You have to put your soul into this world. Put your heart into this world. Put everything into this world. And if I was to look at how I got here, it starts with pain and defeat. I dedicated my life to making my life what it is. It's what I wanted. It's all I knew. I wouldn't trade any of it. I outworked everyone, every moment of every day. I didn't have friends. I didn't go on dates. I just built the monster that you see now. I didn't talk about it. I showed anyone curious with my actions. There was nothing that could stand in my way. It was just me and my thoughts working. And the reality was I didn't hit every idea, plan, or goal when I wanted to most times. I gave it my everything. I tried everything and I failed, and that failure killed me. But each and every time it made this stronger. I like to zoom out because those lessons, they taught me something. Being able to prepare and take losses, learn, and keep going. I'm sharing theories and learnings with you guys from the view of a 38-year-old who's reflected on this, gone through this, and still continues to go through this. But at the time, I subconsciously took all of those lessons. I subconsciously took the credibility. I built mentally. I took all of that. I applied it to that next chapter of my life, which is walking into the next level of my businesses. Same energy, same effort, same hustle, just smarter, more experienced, more iron-minded, and calmer. I knew I had to do everything I had learned plus more. I was leveling up. I was growing. Those are the things that make us as individuals, and it's those losses, those worst moments when you are not hitting your goals and plans, whatever they may be that you want so bad, that pain of giving everything to achieve that goal and not hitting it, that objective pain, feeling that and knowing that you didn't hit it, but you wanted it more than everything. That is what's going to shape you mentally. It's going to shape all of your future moves. It forces you to put a different lens on in your life, and that lens is what ultimately enables growth. I need that to make sense, because that simple ideology never leaves, and the higher you raise the bar, the higher the goal you want, the more pain you're putting yourself through. That doesn't stop. It gets worse. It gets more people responsible on you. You get rich, and you have problems that you never thought. That's true. It's just like I said, you never took that drug before and then you are off it. And there's a sensation that hurts. You never had anxiety before. You never had stress before. And all of a sudden you are learning to manage all those. What I could tell you with all of it though, is it does get easier because your mindset gets tougher. Hopefully when you see videos like this, when there becomes the detachment from ego, from that single person view, and you realize that I'm just walking through these ups and downs. It's all another test. It's all part of my book. It's all part of my game. It gets easier. It really does. That's the framework I want you to look through. I want you to detach from the stress and the reality. I want you to know it's part of your own process and part of your own individual growth. You are developing skills. You are not where you want to be. You never are. Even when you get to that place you once wished for, and that's okay. But why let it sacrifice your happiness? Why let it compound into a negative nature? Why let it take you off your track in any way, shape, or form? When you start talking about being iron-minded, you gotta always think with an undefeated mindset. Say to yourself things like, the challenges I know I'm going through over the last couple of months or however long, I know they're preparing me for that next level. I know it's going to make me that much more unstoppable. You didn't want to go against me this year, well, you for sure don't want to go against me next year. Always think, nothing's breaking me. nothing. The harder the challenge, the better off I'm going to be. You should embody that no matter where you're at. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. The worse the down, the more room for an up, the more room for an incredible rise. I want to see you make it. I want to give you tactics. I want to tell you exactly how to make money, but that doesn't matter if you are not right here. You have to get right here. Do the work, journal, show gratitude, pray, or whatever your higher power is. Be still, train your mind, train your physical body, zoom out, get better, perspective, see how far you have come. Have the right conversations, be in the right rooms, eliminate all those negative stimuli that are holding you back. Become who you need to be. I got you. I am there for you. I believe in you. It's been a fun year for me. If you ever want to repay me for all of it, just go get yourself rich.